Hajj holds immense significance in Islam for several reasons. 1. Pillar of Islam. It's one of the 5 pillars of Islam, mandatory for every able-bodied and financially capable Muslim to perform at least once in their lifetime. 2. Spiritual journey. Hajj is a spiritual journey that symbolizes unity, equality, and submission to Allah. It's a profound experience of devotion, self-reflection, and seeking forgiveness. 3. Connection to Prophet Abraham. Hajj retraces the footsteps of Prophet Ibrahim and his family, including his wife Hajar and son Ishmael. Muslims commemorate Ibrahim's obedience to Allah by sacrificing, stoning Satan, and running between the hills of Safa and Marwa. 4. Unity of Muslims. Millions of Muslims from diverse backgrounds come together in Mecca, demonstrating the universality and unity of the Muslim Ummah community. 5. Forgiveness and redemption. It's believed that performing Hajj with sincerity and humility can lead to the forgiveness of past sins and spiritual purification. 6. Test of endurance and faith. The physical challenges of Hajj, such as the rigorous rituals, crowded conditions, and enduring the elements, test the pilgrims' endurance and strengthen their faith. 7. Educational experience. Pilgrims learn about Islamic history, spirituality, and the importance of brotherhood/sisterhood through interactions with fellow Muslims and religious scholars. Overall, Hajj is a deeply ingrained tradition in Islam, fostering spiritual growth, community cohesion, and a profound connection to Allah. Performing Hajj is a significant journey for Muslims and involves several rituals. Here's an overview. 1. Ihram. Before entering Mecca, pilgrims enter a state of consecration called Ihram. This involves wearing special garments for men and modest attire for women, along with certain restrictions on behavior. 2. Tawaf. Upon reaching the Kaaba in Mecca, pilgrims perform Tawaf, which involves circling the Kaaba 7 times in a counterclockwise direction, starting from the Black Stone. 3. Sa'i. After Tawaf, pilgrims perform Sa'i, which involves walking 7 times between the hills of Safa and Marwa, commemorating Hagar's search for water for her son Ishmael. 4. Mina. Pilgrims then proceed to Mina, where they spend the night in prayer. 5. Arafat. The next day, pilgrims travel to the plain of Arafat, where they stand in vigil and supplication, seeking forgiveness and mercy from Allah. 6. Muzdalifah. After sunset, pilgrims move to Muzdalifah, where they collect pebbles for the ritual of stoning the devil. 7. Stoning the devil. Pilgrims return to Mina to perform the ritual of stoning the devil by throwing 7 pebbles at 3 walls representing Satan. 8. Animal sacrifice, Qurbani. After stoning the devil, pilgrims sacrifice an animal, typically a sheep or goat, symbolizing Prophet Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his son Ishmael as an act of obedience to God. 9. Hawk or taxer. Men then shave their heads or trim their hair, symbolizing a renewal of their commitment to Allah. 10. Tawaf al-Ifada. Pilgrims return to the Kaaba to perform another tawaf known as Tawaf al-Ifada, which is followed by Sa'i if they haven't done it already. 11. Farewell Tawaf. Before leaving Mecca, pilgrims perform a final tawaf known as Tawaf al-Wida or the farewell tawaf, bidding farewell to the Kaaba. These are the basic steps of performing Hajj. It's important to note that Hajj requires physical, mental, and financial readiness, and it's recommended to study and understand the rituals thoroughly before embarking on the journey. Additionally, seeking guidance from knowledgeable individuals or scholars can be beneficial. Here's a detailed step-by-step guide to performing Hajj. 1. Ihram. Begin by entering the state of Ihram. For men, This involves wearing two white, seamless cloths, one wrapped around the waist and the other draped over the torso. Women wear modest attire that covers their entire body except for their face and hands. 2. Niyya, intention. Make a sincere intention to perform Hajj solely for the sake of Allah. 3. Talbiyah. Recite the Talbiyah, a declaration of intention and devotion, saying, Je labaik Allahumma labaik, labaik la sharika laka labaik, inal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk, la sharika lak here I am, O Allah, here I am. Here I am. You have no partner, here I am. Verily all praise and blessings are yours, and all sovereignty, you have no partner. 4. Arrival in Mecca. Upon arrival in Mecca, perform ghusl, ritual purification, if needed, then head to the Masjid al-Haram, the mosque containing the Kaaba. 5. Tawaf. Begin Tawaf by circling the Kaaba 7 times in a counterclockwise direction, starting from the black stone. Recite prayers and supplications as you circle the Kaaba. 6. Sa'i. After Tawaf, perform Sa'i by walking briskly 7 times between the hills of Safa and Marwa, following the footsteps of Hajar in search of water. Begin at Safa and end at Marwa. 7. Ihram rules. Remain in the state of Ihram, adhering to its rules such as avoiding certain activities like cutting hair, using scented products, or engaging in marital relations. 8. Mina. On the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, proceed to Mina, a tent city near Mecca. Spend the night here in prayer and reflection. 9. Arafat. On the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, travel to the plain of Arafat. Stand in vigil and devotion, seeking forgiveness and mercy from Allah. This is considered the most important day of Hajj. 10. Muzdalifah. After sunset, move to Muzdalifah and spend the night there, collecting pebbles for the next day's ritual. 11. Stoning the devil. On the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, return to Mina and perform the ritual of stoning the devil by throwing 7 pebbles at each of the 3 pillars representing Satan. 12. Animal sacrifice. Following the stoning, sacrifice an animal, such as a sheep or goat, symbolizing Prophet Ibrahim's obedience to Allah's command. 13. Hawk or taxer. Men shave their heads or trim their hair, symbolizing humility and renewal. Women trim a small portion of their hair. 14. Tawaf al-Ifada. Return to Mecca to perform Tawaf al-Ifada, similar to the initial Tawaf, followed by Sa'i if it wasn't performed earlier. 15. Farewell Tawaf. Before leaving Mecca, perform Tawaf al-Wida, the farewell Tawaf, bidding farewell to the Kaaba and praying for acceptance of Hajj. These are the detailed steps of performing Hajj. It's important to observe patience, humility, and reverence throughout the journey, seeking Allah's pleasure and forgiveness. Here are some additional aspects and information about Hajj. 1. Types of Hajj. There are 3 types of Hajj: Ifrad, Qiran, and Tamattu. Ifrad involves performing only Hajj. Qiran involves combining Umrah and Hajj without exiting the state of Ihram in between, and Tamattu involves performing Umrah first, exiting Ihram, and then performing Hajj later in the same pilgrimage season. 2. Hajj dates. Hajj takes place annually during the Islamic month of Dhul Hijjah, specifically from the 8th to the 12th of Dhul Hijjah. The most significant day of Hajj is the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, known as the Day of Arafat. 3. Miqat points. These are designated locations outside Mecca where pilgrims must enter into the state of Ihram before proceeding to Mecca. There are several miqat points depending on the direction of travel. 4. Health and safety. With millions of pilgrims gathering in one place, health and safety are paramount. Pilgrims are advised to stay hydrated, follow hygiene practices, and be aware of potential health risks such as heat stroke and infectious diseases. 5. Accommodation. During Hajj, pilgrims stay in tents in Mina and Arafat, provided by the Saudi government. Accommodation options in Mecca vary, ranging from hotels to hostels, depending on individual preferences and budgets. 6. Hajj regulations. The Saudi government imposes regulations and guidelines to ensure the safety and smooth flow of Hajj rituals. These regulations may include crowd control measures, accommodation standards, and health requirements. 7. Spiritual benefits. Hajj is not just a physical journey but also a spiritual one. It is a time for reflection, repentance, and seeking closeness to Allah. Pilgrims are encouraged to focus on spiritual purification and self-improvement during Hajj. 8. Hajj expenses. The cost of performing Hajj can vary depending on factors such as travel arrangements, accommodation preferences, and additional services. It's essential for pilgrims to plan and budget accordingly. 9. Post-Hajj rituals. After completing Hajj, pilgrims may engage in additional rituals such as visiting the Prophet's mosque in Medina, performing more prayers at the Kaaba, or spending time in reflection and gratitude for the journey. 10. Global representation. Hajj brings together Muslims from all corners of the world, fostering a sense of unity, brotherhood, and diversity among the Muslim community. These are some additional aspects and information about Hajj, highlighting its significance, rituals, logistics, and spiritual dimensions.